Yo, so what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a good day. So today I want to talk to you guys about how you can manage your money if you're a business owner or you're an entrepreneur, someone that just started a business, started a YouTube channel, you're making some money, side hustle, whatever. But I just want to give you guys some tips that can help you not be a broke business owner or a broke entrepreneur. Now, the most important thing I want you guys to understand in this video is that in a couple of hours, your boy will be getting his hair cut. Now, I'm just playing, but see, the thing is, the reason why I wanted to make this video is because what happens is we talk a lot about making money. Like, that's the conversation, especially if you're an entrepreneur. And a business owner is about making money. It's about getting money, making more money, upping your prices. It's always about generating income. But the conversation that I don't hear a lot of with a lot of entrepreneurs is, what are you doing with the money? So you've probably heard the term, or you've heard the conversation like, there's a lot of people on social media, posting pictures, faking and stuff like that. They ain't making money. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily people aren't making money. I think it's more so that people aren't taking care of their money. And that would be why they're broke and don't have a dollar to the name, or they're always zero in, zero out all the time. Because I'm all for making extra money, and in fact, especially if you want to do more investing, if you're trying to get out of debt and things like that, making more money, is essential for that. It helps because then you have more money, more capital that you can take to use towards paying off debt or whatever. But the problem is, a lot of times when people make money, they get that itch where it's like, I gotta spend it. Especially in this age of where social media is like a big priority in most people's lives. A lot of people are more concerned about image than they are about their actual life. It doesn't mean that everybody online is faking, because that's definitely not the case. But what it means is that a lot of times people, they will do, like the quote says, they will buy a whole bunch of stuff to impress people that they don't even know, and people that don't even like them. And so what we have is, we have a lot of people who are starting to earn income, or we have some people that are starting to make money, and what they're doing is they're actually now buying more things. It's kind of like what happens when, like an athlete, or if you come into a lot of money, most cases people aren't thinking about, not doing anything. Most cases they're thinking about, well, what can I buy? So if you want to be in business, and especially if you want to be in business the smart way, and you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor and enjoy your time and have a more longevity versus, like an entrepreneur or a business owner, just like someone that works a job, you can work paycheck to paycheck too, just client to client or whatever, deposit to deposit, just based off of your spending habits and based off your, how much money you got going out and things like that. So I want to give you guys some quick tips that'll help you as an entrepreneur. So here we go. The first thing you want to start to do is start to create a budget. Ooh, I know, budget. Budget is such a nasty word. People, when they hear the word budget, they think that means broke. And most people don't like budgets. And in fact, that's kind of why, you have a lot of people that are broke. So think of a budget as a guideline to help you save more, invest more, and to be able to just organize your money. Creating a budget is not a bad thing. Creating a budget is actually a good thing. Now, if you look back on my videos, probably the last video or two, I actually did kind of like a review of something that you could use that's actually absolutely free. I don't get paid to promote it or refer it or anything like that. I'm not an affiliate, but it's mint.com. You can use that to help budget your money. Because one of the things you need to know is, you need to know where your money is going. You need to have some type of limitations, and you need to put some guidelines around what you're doing as a business owner. One of the main reasons you have to understand that as an entrepreneur, it's great that you can make money, but if you kind of watch things like in sports and things like that, you're going to have times where you're making a lot more money, and then you're going to have times where you're not making as much. And so you want to be mindful of those things. A lot of times people, they live for the moment. Not saying anything's wrong with wanting to live for the day or live for the moment, but a lot of times we forget that we do have a future and we don't plan for that. So create a budget is not a nasty word. Let budget be your friend. Now, alongside with creating a budget, here's the next thing you want to do is you want to start to look to cut your expenses. Yes, another nasty thing, cut your expenses. Like, I hear this all the time, cut your expenses. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes we're paying more money for stuff than we need to. And sometimes, truthfully, a lot of us, we're paying money for stuff that we don't even get the full use out of. Or we're either going and buying things that just creates more debt, like if we decide to buy a vehicle or we decide to buy a home and we really didn't really do the right steps for that, and it kind of puts us in a bad spot. Like, you heard a term of like, you being like house poor. It's basically when you kind of like have a home and it's nice, or and it's pretty much meeting, your expenditures. It's pretty much meeting you right where, how much you make. And so basically you got a nice house, you got all these things, but you don't really have a dollar left afterwards, or either you're in the hole, but you have it. So as a business owner, cutting your expenses is very important. So let's say, for example, you maybe worked a job, or you're working a job and you have a business. Now, there's nothing wrong with working a job, or nothing wrong with working a job and having a business. It's all fine. It's always about how you do with your money. So that's not an issue. But let's say if you decided that, hey, you know what? I think I want to leave my job, and I think I want to, put more time into my business or something like that. Then what you would need to do is get a handle on your expenses. Remember, we talked about creating a budget, right? So basically you would start to look at how much money it is that you have going out, like far as how many things you have to pay, bills, if you have a family, etc. And what you want to do is you want to figure out how much does it take for you to live month to month, or even week to week, if you want to get that, in detail. And you want to decrease that number as much as possible, because if you decrease that number as much as possible, then that means it gives you a better chance of being able to, make it, to actually make money, pay for bills, and not be struggling, and still have a dollar to your name somewhere. And that even goes with business expenses, because a lot of times people in business, they think they have to spend a whole lot of money to get the results that they want, and that's not really always the case. Now, we're not talking about if you're investing in your business, investing knowledge and things like that that's going to help you grow your business. We're just talking about like on a monthly basis. Like, some people have programs and systems that they're not even using, or they don't even really have enough people to even really use the system or whatever, but they're paying for it every single month, or they just haven't took the time to be more resourceful and find other ways. So a lot of times people, they get attached to the big name and what everybody else is doing and things like that, and they're really not making the money in their business like that to hold that. And there's so many different things that you can do that can actually save you money in your business. For example, if you're running a business and you can look for some type of all-in-one platforms, or something that would give you more bang for your buck and things like that, it would help you save your money. But all in all, you're looking to cut your expenses, your household expenses, your going out, eating out expenses. You're looking to cut those things. Even if you're doing very well, it's still a good idea to have a budget and to look at what is it that you really, really need. Now, I know a lot of people don't like that, because they're like, I just want to do what I want to do. Well, okay, fine. Do what you want to do. Now, don't complain when you don't have the money you want because your money's run out, or you don't have any clients, or you're hitting a dry season. Don't complain. All you got to do is go back to what you said. You just want to do what you want to do. So with that being said, the next thing you want to do is learn to discipline your spending. Yes, that means control your spending. Some people, they just can't help it. They just have to go shopping. They just have to buy something. They just have to go do this. They have to eat out all the time. Now, it's nothing wrong with doing those things, but it's just a way you do it. Especially as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you have to keep in mind that, it depends on, especially if you're in a certain niche where it's like, clients come here and there, and you got a windfall, like you had a contract for $10,000, $20,000 and things like that. Not keep into account that, it's easy for those things to dwindle very fast if you're just out spending. See, the goal in business should not be to make money so you can buy more stuff. The goal should be make money and then learn how to take your money so it can make more money, so it can preserve you, your future, and even your kids and generations to come. See, because we get this thing where we just get fixed, where we just feel like we have to have stuff, and a lot of times we don't. Like, now, how I grew up, when I grew up, now, if you didn't have the latest clothes, and pretty much you would get joked on. And so you had to be good at joking if you didn't have a lot of money, because school would pretty much be difficult. But one of the things I learned after getting out of high school is that literally nobody cares about what you have on unless it's something crazy, but nobody's thinking about those things. In most cases, people are thinking about life just like you are. I gotta go to work, I gotta do this, got bills, gotta pick up the kids, stuff like that. So they don't really have the time to be concerned about the fact that, oh, you got on the new Jordans. Oh, like, that's nice. You got a new BMW. That's great, but it doesn't really matter to people like that. But if you have this itch where you feel like you just want to shine and impress people and you want to stand out above the rest, so then of course you may do that. And if you like nice things, that's fine. But there's a way to do things. So in your mind, you have to fix those things that are causing you to buy more than what you need. Like, for example, if you're someone that likes to shop a whole lot, look at your closet and look at how much can you actually wear that stuff and how often do you wear that stuff. Now, if that's your thing, you can't be complaining when you don't have no money, because that's your thing. So you want to get a discipline on how you spend your money, when you spend your money. And that takes us to the next point, which is plan for purchases. So see, it's okay that you want to buy nice things. It's okay that you want to buy a lot of clothes. It's okay you want to buy shoes and stuff like that. But the problem is, a lot of times people, they're just not patient. If you want a new car, there's no problem. Get a new car. But is it okay if you maybe plan for the new car? Maybe not get it this month. Maybe plan out, maybe 8 months, or plan out 12 months, or plan out 6 months, right? Of what it is that you want to get. Like, can you plan out and maybe buy a whole car without having to get any payments? Or maybe you can plan out being able to have a very significant, down payment to where, your car doesn't have to cost as much per month. And that's realistic. Now, everybody's going to be able to save money and just pay all, and just buy a car whole, but you can save money and also use it as, where you can pay maybe half of the car or whatever the case is. But is it okay if you plan? And so a lot of times people don't like planning. They like the impulse. They like to have stuff now. They can't, they can't wait. And so when you can't wait, a lot of times you put yourself in situations to where, you have a problem. And like I said, as a business owner, you have to always keep in mind that the way that you make money is not like the way most people make money. So let's say if you have a business and you're like, your business has to do with you maybe cutting grass and things like that. Well, if it snows and it snows for 2-3 months, well, what are you going to do? Ultimately, you have to reinvent yourself. But what I'm saying is, always think ahead and not be so caught up in the fact that, I just got to have it now. You can do whatever you want to do. Family vacation, plan it for the summer and the spring and fall and stuff like that. The stuff that we're doing to travel, like, we've been planning that, and we're planning that stuff now. It's not about if you have the money. That's not what it's about. It's about being responsible. Because you can make as much money as you want, and I joke about it all the time. You can make $10 million, but if you spend $10 million, then guess what? You ain't got no money. So just plan out whatever you want. Like I said, if you like to shop, you can still plan out those things. You don't have to just go and then use that as an excuse that I love to shop. That's just an excuse for not disciplining yourself. Now, here's the other thing as an entrepreneur. You want to be able to take your money, and you want your money to work for you. And for an entrepreneur and for a business owner, especially if that is all you do, if you have no job, you're just 1099, meaning that you have to kill what you eat. You have to go out, you have to hunt, you have to get what you eat. Then it's very important that you take care of your finances. And it's very important that you find ways to take your money to make more money. For example, being able to put your money in a high interest savings, not stuff underneath your mattress, but in a high interest savings. And high interest savings accounts right now their interest rates are running like from 1.5 to 1.9. And some others, like, that may be 2%, but they have minimums. But I'm just talking about as far as accounts that don't have any minimums. Another thing that you would want to do is you want to look to invest your money. Look to invest your money in funds and dividend stocks and portfolios that are going to give you a significant return. Now, I talk about that on my channel, but you can Google these things, you can YouTube these things and see exactly what I'm saying, to where people have been able to take money, invested in the right type of portfolio, and that money is generating more money while they're sleeping or while they're doing whatever. The money's working for you. Another thing you think of is investing your money into real estate. I know you want the cars, I know, but the cars don't really hold any value at all. And, just like any other car, it pretty much breaks down, has to be fixed and things like that. So it has a lot attached to it. But you can invest in an asset, whether it's in real estate itself, that yes, there's a cost, but it can bring you an income, especially if you're renting out, and even if you're just flipping the property, or if you're investing even into REITs, real estate, investment trusts. Those are just ideas, but as an entrepreneur, you got to think a little bit more progressively than just making money, but what can I do with my money to make more money? And especially just don't have it sitting in your account, so you can just look at the number. Now, here's my last tip for this video. that's find joy. Find some joy in your family and things you love to do. A lot of times what we do is we associate things like what we buy with happiness. Now, for some people, like I said, you're a shopper, or you like nice things, that's fine. However, there are other things that you could put your attention into. There's other things that you can find happiness with, your family. Like, find some more fulfilling things so that you're not trying to fulfill yourself by taking your money and making mistakes with it. There's a whole life out here. And you being an entrepreneur, I'm sure you have your reasons, and yes, making money is one of them. But it just doesn't make any sense to make money, be an entrepreneur, be this great businesswoman, this great businessman, and then go broke at the end of the day, all because you couldn't control your spending habits and you were concerned what other people think. And you want to impress people who are going broke trying to impress other people. Come on, man, you're better than that. And so what you want to do is just try to take some of those steps that I'm saying, and you want to start to become a student of those things as an entrepreneur, because whether we like it or not, as an entrepreneur, you're going to have your up times and you're going to have your down time. And it doesn't mean you can't beat it. With some of the steps that I just gave you are some of the things that people have been able to walk away from their job, or, just kind of step away for some time because they've created assets that are, generating income. So just to recap, don't be afraid to create a budget. Don't be afraid to cut your expenses. Don't be afraid to discipline your mindset. Go through the process of that. It's okay to plan out what you want. I know you want nice things, and that's fine. There's no problem. Just plan for it. Invest your money so that way that your money is just not sitting, and so that way it's actually creating more income. And then finally, find some things that are fulfilling to you, some things that you can find joy in, things that you love, Be able to put yourself into other things, like I said, so that ways you're not just spending money to try to fill a void. Now, some of these tips are good for just the average person, but I want to speak directly to entrepreneurs because I know many entrepreneurs, and I know a lot of business owners, and what happens is I watch this all the time where people are doing good for a minute and then they're not. They don't take care of the money. They don't plan for the future. A lot of entrepreneurs don't have 401ks that you can open up a self-employed 401k, self-employed IRA. They don't have these accounts. They don't have investments set up, but they've been working very hard, and they've been working hard for years. Don't forget to take care of your future, take care of your family by setting up the right things, putting budgets in place, having funds, investing in things like that. So that way, you're not wasting your time as a business owner. So I hope you guys enjoy your morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share with someone, if this may be helpful for them, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.